What is up, guys? The LA Gamer here, and today I am bringing you guys episode 1 of a new series on this channel. Now, I have not posted barely at all in the past like half a year, and I'm assuming there's going to be some questions arising as to why I'm doing this, and there's been excuses in the past, but I think I may have finally found a solution to what my issue has been. If you guys remember in the past, a big reason why I didn't make videos was because I was sick a lot. Now, for starters, my computer was broken. I'll start with this. There's a lot of bad things that happened this summer. For starters, my computer broke, and I had to re-download Windows 10 because for some reason they downloaded the corrupted version. My laptop just completely screwed me over. So that messed up my computer, so I couldn't use my recording program. And then I've been sick basically this whole summer. My throat's still hurting a little bit right now, but it's at least manageable. But I went to the doctors the other day and got my blood drawn, and basically they think it might be something to do with my blood cell count or something weird like that. So they think they might have found the solution so I'm not sick so much. And if I'm not sick, then there's nothing keeping me from making videos. It's just that I've been so sick that I haven't really even been able to comfortably talk or really make videos like I really wanted to make videos in the past. So I'm sorry, I just want to make that quick little intro right there to just quickly explain what's been going on, because I know there's obviously been some questions. I've been getting messaged all the time actually by a lot of you guys as to what's been going on, and I just wanted to let you guys know that that's actually the reasoning. Like, it sounds like an excuse, but there's actually been like a lot of difficulties recently for me in terms of trying to make videos and just my life in general, in terms of trying to not be sick, because being sick all the time is awful. So we're gonna go to some saved rosters right now. We're gonna use the what's it called, the OSFM rosters. If you guys know what this is like the real life rosters that actually have the minor leagues. The reason I like that is because I hate all these randomly generated prospects. I believe that teams who have actually, well, we're gonna do a fantasy draft, so it's not a big deal, but I just like having real prospects that I can actually Google search and actually get a legitimate background on instead of just guessing what they're like. So trying to figure out what team I want to be. I haven't really thought this all the way through. Now I do want to mention this is going to start a new series. Like my old MLB the show fantasy draft, that's going to end. It got a great reception from you guys, and I really appreciate that. So that's why I'm confident in doing this one. I'm just starting a new one because it's been so long since I've done that last one. I don't feel confident jumping back in it and expecting that same level of support, if you guys know what I mean. So that's my only reasoning for starting a new one. But I'll try to draft. There's no limitations on me on this draft. I'll draft players from the last draft that I really think is the best pick, but we're just going to wait and see. So lastly, Madden is coming out in a couple of weeks, so there will be Madden on my channel as well. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. So let's pick the team and let's get started. So I of course want to be the Angels as an Angels fan, but it's kind of basic. We can pick a cool team. We can be like the Cubs. Let's be the Cubs, you know. I'm not a huge Cubs fan. Obviously they're great in real life too, but let's try to break the curse they got going on over there. Unless wait, I totally forgot. Let me check real quick. Was I the Cubs in my last franchise? I don't think I was I? I'm not sure. It's literally been that long, guys. It's that long since I've actually made a video or even intended on making a video. So I want to emphasize that's really just how hectic. Oh, I was the Blue Jays. Okay. I just want to emphasize that's literally how hectic my life has been. So fantasy draft is on. Forced trades are off. This all looks good. Okay. Fantasy draft on. We have the 24th pick, so we're gonna have to really do something special. Now this actually is a fairly updated roster. I don't know if it's all the way up to date, but it's pretty close. So if we're looking here, we got Mookie Betts, who's a freaking beast. He's having a phenomenal year. And if you look at his stats, he's very all around. He's if you look at how all around his stats are, he kind of looks like a downgraded Mike Trout to an extent. The contact and power is there, the swing is there, the speed is there. I mean, not quite as much as Trout in any category, but he's he has similar stats. They're just a little bit lower in each category. We can get D. Gordon, but there's not really a player I like to build around. These players are really, really fun to play with, D. Gordon, but he's not the type of guy you want as your #1 player on a team, if that makes sense. Xander Bogaerts, look at that contact. Oh my goodness, and he's a pretty great fielder too. The speed's not exactly that great, but shortstops aren't that easy to come along with in this game. Actually, okay, the shortstops are getting better nowadays, I'll be honest. They used to be really bad, but since we have the 24th pick in this round, we'll have a pretty high pick in the next round too, so we might be able to pull a Marte or a Kiermaier's got great defensive stats. So some of these guys will be able to pick, but Chris Bryant, I'd get really lucky if he's still there. If not, there's not a whole lot of third baseman. If he gets taken, there's not a whole lot of options besides I don't know. I mean, that's like the top third base option. But there's one guy I noticed when I was first searching down. You guys are probably confused why I didn't bring him up, and that's Rizzo. I mean, Rizzo is a beast. He's a little bit older, but he's quite a bit better too overall wise. 4 points higher. The power is there, and he's a fun player to play with. There's actually not that many good first basemen either. I mean, there's Hosmer. Okay, there is. There's Hosmer, there's Belt, there's Freeman. So there's options. Will Myers. There's a lot of options there. Actually, I'm not going to lie. But Rizzo's really good. He's a lot of fun to play with. And realistically, that's the whole purpose of this. Is that I want to have fun. So Rizzo will be my first pick. I'm not even, like I said, I'm not going for the smartest picks. I'm going for the most fun. And Chris Bryant's still there. So I think Chris Bryant. And Mookie Betts is still there, though. How is Mookie Betts still there? Giancarlo Stanton's still there, too. I don't know. He's going to be taken by the next round. But there's a lot of good right fielders. Holy jeez. That's the only thing keeping me from... I love Mookie Betts, but the thing keeping me from getting him is there's a lot of good right fielders. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll pull a George Springer in the next round. Maybe I'll pull a Stanton in the next round. If not, I'm going to get a Polanco. I can get a Hayward. I'm basically drafting the Cubs. If I get Chris Bryant, I get Hayward. But, I don't know. I don't really want to go right field because the outfielders are so deep in terms of like how many options you have here. But third base isn't. Third base really is not deep. See, you get past Chris Bryant, and I like young players. So the next real available option in my mind would be Jake Lamb, and that's a huge decrease in overall. And Jake Lamb is older, so it's like the obvious selection appears. Oh, we can get Garrett Cole. We could get an ace. We get Sonny Gray. We can get Steven Matz. But all these guys are good. Marcus Stroman. I wouldn't want having an ace like Steven Matz or Marcus Stroman, and we can easily get a guy like that. Hopefully in the next round. So I say we go with Chris Bryant with this second overall pick. Mookie Betts was the very next pick, so I kind of figured something like that would happen. But I actually was paying close attention. It looks like a lot of the right fielders were taken. So we can get Polanco, Steven Piscotty, Miguel Sano. I mean, there's a lot of options still in right field. There's a double Carrera. Why am I messing up? It's been so long since I've had to say names that I've actually forgotten them. A double Herrera, I believe that's how you would say it. I'm trying to get the accent and everything all down to size. Let's see. Second base, Joe Panik's not bad. Kiki Hernandez is also good. DJ LeMahieu is also good. I mean, there's a lot of options. Starling Castro really, ever since he left the Cubs, let's see, do they have his stats here? Yeah, let's check these out. He's been a weird player. So he came in the league batting 300, and I know he was a pretty big name. Went to 307, went to 283, and then he had that year of batting 292. So there was like 4 years there that he was a pretty quality shortstop. I actually highly consider one of the better shortstops in the league. But it's been kind of weird his career after that. I mean, there's been these 2 random years that have been really, really bad, and since then there really isn't much talk about him in terms of like, it's probably because he's getting older and he never really lived up to his potential. But there's a lot of hope surrounding him in terms of how good of a player he would be. But here we go, got a 22-year-old. A potential prospect. Aaron, no, how have I not heard of this guy? I haven't been following baseball much. I'll be honest, guys, I haven't been good with sports this year. This is the worst year I've ever been with sports. Usually, I watch every baseball game I can, everything. I haven't watched like anything this year, and it's been weird for me because I've been so busy and I've been sick and all this different stuff. So, I think this might be our option. 22 years old, 85 overall, A potential, and he can be our ace. So, I think that's who we're gonna go with because we need at least one good pitcher on the roster, one pitcher that's at least. They got potential, at least something to work around. Then we got this guy. He's got an A potential too. 84 overall, 20 years old. I just like that a lot. I like the A potential too. The A potential is quite attractive in my mind. So I say we go with him. Get a nice young left fielder. I'm going pretty quick to the draft. Quick for me at least. If you guys have watched my previous draft videos, I take a very, very long time in terms of drafting. Like I'm very precise on what I want to do. Let's see what else. Drixon Profar. Oh, his potential's a B. I thought for sure that would be an A potential, but that's okay. I liked Gene Segura a lot. I actually liked him a lot. He was on the Angels for a very short period of time, and then we traded him for Greinke. I think that was part of the deal we got to get Greinke from the Brewers. And he had a lot of potential, I remember. I really wanted him to stay. And Greinke didn't even end up doing anything for us. Being an Angels fan, by the way, I just want to quickly get this out of my system. What the hell is going on this year? They're so awful. I just had to get that out of my system because I've been very, very upset lately with their performance. But Billy Hamilton. Oh, I want to get Billy Hamilton. His hitting stats are absolute garbage. But the 98 reaction in the outfield, that 99 speed and everything. But this Billy Burns guy looks fun to play with too. Oh, jeez. But it's Billy Hamilton. It's Billy Hamilton. That's the fastest player in the league right there. Oh, man. Why is this thing so difficult? Yeah, we have to go with Billy Hamilton. I like the fact that he can play shortstop, too. Oh, no, he can in this game, actually. It's probably because it's been so long, they finally just felt like it was time for them to not give him that position anymore. Because in previous years, he had shortstop as a secondary position. So, let's see. Jay Bruce is actually a player I like a lot, but his stats have had a huge decline. Miguel Sano, as well, is a really nice player. Puig, who's actually in the minor leagues now. Okay, can we talk about Puig for a second? He's in the minor leagues, and if you guys have not followed the story, not only did he get sent to the minor leagues, primarily for personality issues. Like, his stats aren't awful, but a mixture of his bad stats and his terrible personality issues, it just wasn't enough for the Dodgers to keep him on the team. So they're going to give him some time in the minor leagues to kind of freshen up and try to learn some new personality skills. And the first thing he does when he goes down there is he loses, and then he throws a giant party after losing with his teammates. After losing. So he's got some issues. He wants to work out if he wants to have a legitimate chance of going back to his all-star level, I think, at least. So I think the talent is there. When you look at him, he's got obvious ability to play baseball, although his mental capacity of the game is not that high. He makes a lot of irrational decisions, and I'm not saying that as a Angels fan or a Dodgers hater. I have a lot of Dodgers fans who agree with me. He just makes a lot of irrational decisions, which I would say is his biggest issue as a player. But the talent is definitely there, so he's got to figure that out. But let's continue to... Oh, Maeda, that's the guy on the Dodgers too. He's actually really good. I remember he was having a really good start to the year, but I think that kind of declined a little bit. I like Will Myers. He can play right field, and that could be kind of a steal for me if I moved him over to right field. Just because right fielders now are getting kind of... Well, we can get Sano. Whose power is much better. 99 discipline. B potential, though. It'll probably get to like a high 80s. I wouldn't mind a player like that. But if we don't get him, I'd probably get Gene Segura at Profar. I mean, I don't have much fun with shortstops. They can never hit the ball, so I don't really want to get one. That's the truth. The shortstop's never gonna hit the ball, and it's kind of a custom. I mean, it's not like I'm judging him for it. It's kind of a normal shortstop thing. They're primarily known for their fielding and speed, I would say, more than their hitting, and occasionally contact. They're contact hitters too. But I don't know. They're not really like fun to play with them. Trevor Story, that would be a sick player to get. He's been hitting freaking bombs this season. We could get this A potential prospect, but there's no way I'm gonna have more fun with him than Trevor Story. Plus, tell me if you guys understand this. As the first year of MLB The Show that this glitch I've ever noticed. But let's just take a moment to realize this, and if you guys know the reasoning for this, please comment down below. It's gonna do a huge favor for me because I've been so confused. JP Crawford, 21 years old, right? It says 76 overall. I open it, and it says 72. Why? Trevor Story, however, 23 years old, 77 overall, but if I open it, it says 79. So he's obviously 7 overall points higher, but if I didn't look in depth, I would think it's only a 1 overall difference. The game needs to fix that, because that could really, really screw over your draft. I'm just trying to make everybody aware of that, and hopefully MLB has become aware of that issue. I'm sure they have. The game's been out long enough, but that's a real issue. Like, why would they do that? I think it obviously had to be a mistake, but we can probably wait. Well, we'll pick around 20. Yeah, we can wait for Trevor Story. We should probably get another pitcher. Joe Ross, Julio Teheran, Henderson Alvarez. We have some options. I wouldn't mind Julio Teheran. Hellickson, oh my, I remember he used to be a pretty high prospect. He never developed. Rodon was the number 2 pick a couple years ago, I think. He's doing decent, I think, for the White Sox this year. I haven't followed him enough to say that confidently, but I think he's doing pretty good. So I can get Henderson Alvarez, I mean, I can get Julio Teheran, or I can get this guy. He's 3 years younger, so that's kind of the benefit towards getting him. Yeah, we'll probably go with Joe Ross. And then next round, let's try to get, we ended up getting Hamilton. Okay. Oh, we can get Jock, but I don't know how about I really want Jock Peterson. So shortstop, we're gonna get Trevor Story. I just don't want to risk it. Shortstops are, like I said, I don't have a lot of fun with a lot of shortstops, but I think I can have fun with Trevor Story, and that really means a lot to me. It does actually mean a lot to me, because, I mean, I never find shortstops I have fun playing with, but I think that could be my one little shot in the dark. So it looks like a lot of relievers are getting taken, so let's take this one good reliever, Keone Kayla or whatever, however you say his name. I butchered that so bad. Please give me please tell me how to say that in the comment section below, because I butchered that so awfully, and I know it. Don't worry, I know how bad I butchered that. So I got 2 pitchers and a relieving pitcher, 2 starters, 1 reliever, and I've got all but 2 positions filled out in in my lineup. So I think I've done a pretty good job evening out. Maybe I should have gotten one more pitcher. But for me, I'm good at pitching. I'm really good at pitching in this game. So for me, I'm more about drafting hitters than drafting pitchers, because the pitching is primarily just up to your skill. Hitting is very random in this game. Like hitting, you can get perfect contact and good timing, but if you have a bad hitter, he'll whiff it. But if you got a guy like freaking Mike Trout or Miguel Cabrera or Giancarlo Stanton up there, they'll freaking bring that ball 600 feet out of the ballpark, and that's no lie right there. So we get this guy, a potential 23-year-old. Let's get one pitcher. I think that's probably the best option, is that we really try to even out our pitching and hitting. I'm not a huge fan of catchers or second baseman either. To be honest, my favorite positions to draft in these are always usually the first baseman, because they always can hit the ball. I usually like drafting a third baseman usually because, well, we got Chris Bryant, so that's a total score. And then the outfield's usually pretty fun to draft too, but shortstops, there's usually not that many fun players. Same with second base and same with catcher. Catchers are usually pretty bad. So catcher, I'm going to wait on. The only thing I care about from a catcher is usually their fielding. I don't really care if they can hit the ball or not. This guy's an A potential guy, and he's got pretty good fielding, so maybe we'll draft him later on, and he'll develop into our starting catcher. He might just start out as our catcher, honestly. I don't really like any of these guys. Scooter Gent's got 81 overall, though. 88 contact versus righties. He's probably the best option I have at second base. I'm not going to risk losing him, so let's get him. Let's get one more starting pitcher. There's a lefty. Do I have any lefties yet? If I don't, I don't. So let's get this guy. We can get Skaggs, too. Who's actually, yeah, he's in AAA for the Angels right now. But this guy, I like Skaggs, and I've used him before, and that's kind of why I want to get this other guy, because I want some, I want something new. Like I said, my biggest goal in doing this is to have fun. It's been so long since I've been able to make videos that my biggest thing right now is I just want to have fun doing it again. And it's been so long and I've missed it so much, and I've really wanted to do it, just that me being sick is like, and it sucks because I have to read your guys' comments every day, and it's like, when are you going to be back? When are you going to do this? And it's like, there's nothing I can do. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do because I had no options. I was literally that sick. I couldn't talk. So let's go. Okay, this guy's getting taken very soon, so let's get him. Top 50 prospect catcher. Nothing to worry about there. Or nothing to complain about there, especially considering how high overall is. I don't know why he hasn't been taken. I wouldn't mind getting one more lefty, just for the fact that it's good to have 2 lefties, 3 righties, typically, so you can kind of mix it up a little bit. But if I'm going to get another lefty, I'm probably going to go with Skaggs. I'm going to go with Heaney. But I've used both of them in drafts before. I don't really want to do that. We can get Bartolo Colon, heck yeah. My favorite. We're going to just go get a guy like Jimmy Nelson here. He's a righty, but 6'6", holy. He's a righty. It's pretty good though. And it's like, it's not that big of a deal to only have one lefty. No, let's just get him. And then let's see. I think I've already got my lineup down to a T. Yeah, there's a lot of pitchers getting taken right now, so I'm glad I got the last pitcher down. Now let's get a reliever. A lot of them are getting taken, or a closer. Oh jeez, I should have gotten a closer earlier on. I didn't know Fernando Ronnie was 39 years old now. Jeez, time flies. He was not that old the last time I remember him. A lot of options. Let's go with this guy. 24 years old. Relievers typically aren't that high overall in this game, so I might as well get some young guys with some potential and just allow them to get better. Same with this guy, Seacrest, 26 years old, B potential. Maybe they'll get into their mid-80s, and that's good enough for me. All I care about relievers is that they're low to mid-80s, and I'm good to go with that. Outside of that, I prefer to have really strong starters and just decent relievers. It's not a big deal to me. This guy's 72 overall, this guy's 72 overall. The only difference, this guy is 2 years younger, and he's a rookie. And well, him being a rookie doesn't change much, but he's 2 years younger, so he's kind of got the upper hand on terms of who I want to draft then. So I kind of need a lefty. I don't really care a whole lot about the age at this point. Oh, Sean Marshall. He used to have a dirty curveball. I remember that very clearly. Let's get him then. He used to be really good, actually. Relievers drop off the boat so quick. That's why I don't care much about relievers. I remember one year he was like a 92 overall, and then if you have one bad year as a reliever, everybody gives up on you. It's the truth, because relievers aren't highly valued in the game of baseball, I don't think. In some systems they are. In some systems relievers are very important, but in a lot they aren't. So let's start getting some high potential players. Byron Buxton's always been a high potential player, but he never developed. Like he still hasn't developed. He was actually highly considered to be better than Trout for a long time, as like a more worthy prospect. And well, don't know, obviously that didn't work out too great for them. So let's get to Andrew Swanson. At this point, I'm just going to find some top prospects, and we're going to call this draft and just kind of call it a day, because I like to get through drafts pretty quick. I don't like to take too much time on this. Or I'm trying to do better, I guess. I used to be awful with drafts. I used to take so much time, but I think I did a pretty good job. I think 20 to 25 minutes is a good amount of time for a draft. So let's go to... maybe get one top 50 prospect starting pitcher. We're going to be able to find one. Jose Berry. Oh, he's actually got great stats. What the heck? He's got really good stats. Look at these. Those are pretty high. Yeah, when he develops, he'll be a good player. So let's just simulate the draft there. That's a lot of top prospects we got. I didn't fully get all my backups or anything, but I've never been a player who really cares, I've never really cared too much to do that. So auto draft the remaining rounds. We're gonna take a quick look at the roster, and let's take a quick look at some rosters around the league. I always find that really entertaining to see what teams have what. So I think we'll have some fun checking out the teams around the league and kind of getting an idea of who they have. So our team will be built around these young guys: Rizzo, Chris Bryant, Aaron Nola, Miguel Sano. Look at the A potentials and B potentials on this team, though. We definitely have a lot of talent on this team, a lot of young talent. The highest guy in this top 10 list of players is Rizzo at 26, and outside of that, there's two 25-year-olds, and immediately there's all you see is like 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds. That's a very young squad, so I have a lot of stuff to look forward to. This team's good. Their team's a little bit older, though, so that's the thing, is when you look at these teams, they might have a little bit more talent than me at this point, but I have so much youth on my team. I'll probably be in a World Series team in just a matter of a couple of years, and maybe even this first year I will be, but we'll just have to wait and find out. I'm going to try to do a really good job on staying on top of the series, though. I will also be making a rebuild series, so I'm going to have 2 MLB series going on pretty soon. Nothing else, though, until Madden comes out. I'm going to try to get Madden on release, but it really depends on what's going on with me, primarily money-wise. I have really, my budget is nothing to boast about right now, so we'll see, though. I might be able to manage to get that game, but I'll have to wait and find out. Next up, let's just looking. So Scherzer, Stanton, Matt Harvey, Todd Frazier. That's a pretty cool team right there. Freddie Freeman. Okay, I can dig this Pirates team. Chris Sale, Chris Archer. The Cardinals are going back to their pitching ways. You know they've always been a pitching team. Eric Hosmer, Brandon Phillips. So not a lot. Their hitting isn't really. They're not going to be able to get a lot of runs on the board. Besides maybe Hosmer, but Archer and Sale are really kind of their options there in terms of they got a great rotation. So does this team. They have Syndergaard, Pomeranz, and Richards. 3 very quality pitchers. Strasburg, Ryan Braun, Manny Machado, Dallas Keuchel. So let's go through here. I'm not going to name all of them. This one's good. Dang, Madison, Bumgarner, Carlos Gonzalez, and Evan Longoria. So this seems good too. I'm going to just pay attention to the more noticeable ones. Mike Trout was on the Red Sox with Jason Kipnis, Elvis Andrus, George Springer. That's a really good lineup, but their top pitcher is Jake Peavy, so that's really going to end up backfiring on him. Josh Donaldson, Starling Marte, Dustin Pedroia, that's good. I'm just going to talk about ones that I see are noticeably good, like this one. Jordan Zimmerman, Steven Matson, Jose Altuve, that's a good team. McCutcheon, Bogarts, Encarnacion, Yelich, I like that team a lot. What team was that? The Tigers. I should have paid more attention to the teams in my division. Carlos Gomez, Cole Hamels, Jose Bautista, and David Price. That's a team to be worried about. Goldschmidt, Pence. Okay, the Angels didn't have a good draft. Correa, Mookie Betts, Jackie Bradley Jr. That's a young, talented team. Cueto, Tulowitzki, Davis. That's a talented team, but a little bit older. Arenado, Seager. Those are 2 quality young players, actually. 96 overall from Arenado, 87 from Seager. Those are 2 very quality young players. D. Gordon, Jacob Brown. I never like having D. Gordon as my top player. I don't think he's the top player type of player. I think he's a really good number 2 player in the lineup, but I don't think he doesn't have enough hitting skill. He's just really fast. So just looking at the teams in my division, let's see. Teams in my division would be. I'm not good with this division actually. I think it's just around here. So I'm gonna have to deal with Jose Fernandez, Masahiro Tanaka. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. Kershaw's gonna be a pain in the ass. Garrett Cole. It's like everybody in my division drafted pitchers, but me. My top pitcher is Aaron Nola. But at least I have 2 dominant hitters in Chris Bryant and Rizzo, both 90 overall. Young A potential players. They're going to probably get into their mid to high 90s by the end of the year. So I'm looking forward to that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the draft. I really hope you guys can stay supportive of me. I know it's been a really tough process in terms of me getting back to YouTube, but I promise everything I said was true. It really has been that difficult a time for me, and I can't wait to get back into this, get back into a rebuild series, and get back into Madden once it comes out. So if you guys enjoyed, please click that like button below. Make sure to comment your opinion of the series and what I can do to make it more interesting in the comment section below. And lastly, subscribe if you have not already to stay tuned to this series and other series I got going on my channel. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you so much for staying there for me through all this process. It really has made it a lot easier for me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.